Let me know if I'm wrong, but after a while of playing the guitar, you start hearing these names like Steve Vai and Joe Satriani, and how they are guitar legends and have playing styles like no one else has, and how they and their guitars have been huge influence to this whole spectrum of guitar players in different genres and vibes. And if you're any bit like me, you are then curious to go check them out, and you're surprised to find that Joe Satriani is really cool, has a really interesting playing style with cool melodies and cool songs, interesting riffs, but then maybe Steve Vai is a little bit more prog and esoteric than you were thinking of. Obviously you think he plays amazingly, and he has some great chops and licks, but again, let me know if it's just me, but you connect way more to Satriani than you do to Vai. But then as time goes on and you explore different genres, technique, you then start to respect Vai way more than you ever did. Well, again, maybe I'm just talking about myself, but I kind of want to know if you guys agree as well. Steve definitely isn't your average guitar player. He has his own genre of vibes and has all these skills with orchestration, instrumentation, production, and overall just vibes, not only with the way he chooses to present himself, the tones he gets, and all the different experimentation he does, which is definitely a more progressive thing. And yeah, not everyone is into the more progressive type of music, but it led me to, over the years, feel like Steve Vai may not have been the more influential to me out of him and Joe Satriani, but even on like this philosophical, spiritual level, I have a huge respect for Steve Vai, and he certainly has become a role model and inspiration over the years. Now with that being said, I'm going to have a hot take, and I'm going to say that Steve Vai is amazing and probably more recognized for his bits of more lyrical, melodic, and even lyrical guitar playing. Even though I appreciate his lead work, his rhythm work is the one that I actually really enjoy, specifically referring to his riffs. And since we didn't have enough hot takes so far, let's go with another one. Even though songs like For the Love of God, Tender Surrender, Bad Horsey are clearly amazing songs, my favorite Steve Vai song is Gravity Storm. That thick and chunky riff that has all these bendy, swirly notes to it, yet it is still mostly pentatonic based, is definitely on my list of top 10 riffs. And maybe I'm wrong, but I would guess most people don't even know the song Gravity Storm because it isn't really one of his more popular albums. I remember watching this video, I think it's on the Guitar World channel, but he played that riff for Gravity Storm, and again, it's a pretty old video, so it was around the phase where I just thought Steve Vai was just kind of meh, not for me, but he played that riff and I was just hooked. I thought that riff sounded amazing. And I then started to mess around with trying to make my own riffs like that, but I was just really feeding off the vibe of it too much and ended up not really getting anywhere. So I never really thought much about it until years on I saw this video on the Jam Track Central YouTube channel of Jess Lewis playing this cover of a song called Fierce, and I think I'm going to butcher the name, but Jan Circa, which just like any of the other videos and references I've made throughout the video, you should go check out. And in that song she's jamming over these cool riffs that kind of just get transposed over different keys, and they are kind of more like pentatonic based riffs with more pentatonic based soloing, but with all the key changes and interesting chords, it really gives it an interesting vibe. And people in the comments were just saying that it had a lot of Steve Vai vibes, which left me even more interested, because again, I kind of thought of Steve Vai as just the dude with the For the Love of God type of playing, which again is amazing, but just wasn't my thing at a time. And it was really influential to me because over the years, I really found myself being like, damn, I really gotta do something that sounds like that. But I just never really found a cool riff to use it in. Until a couple of years on, I was just messing around with power chords in the key of F sharp minor, trying to do some different variations of double stops and keeping different strings open while making it kind of bluesy, like it's part major, part minor, but then it has some different chords to it. But I didn't really connect it to any of the other influences until it came to my latest release song, Fossil, which if you haven't, you can and should go check out anywhere to listen to your music at, where near the end of the song, I knew I wanted to do a pseudo breakdown-ish section, and I wasn't really quite sure of what to do because the song sounds a little bit more bluesy and traditional than some of my other more hard rock and metal-ish songs. And because the song fluctuates between being in F sharp minor and C sharp minor, just through that connection, I thought to myself, why not use that power chord based F sharp minor riff that I keep working on but still don't have a home for. And as I then recorded it in the context of it being after all the other riffs of the song, it then clicked in my head, what if I do that Steve Vai and Jess Lewis thing that I've loved over the years, where I do these more pentatonic, heavy, thicky riffs and have it switch key change and have these interesting soloing, but also kind of shreddy soloing bits. If I then tried to do that and figured out some different variations, different keys where I thought the riff worked better in, I just thought it sounded super cool, added a different dimension to the song than it just being a purely bluesy and portal melodic guitar playing song, and it finally scratched that itch of me wanting to do something that sounded like those Steve Vai and Jess Lewis videos that I grew up with. I'll leave a clip of the solo here, but I really encourage you guys to go check out the whole thing because again, it really has a different vibe while listening through the whole song. In case it wasn't obvious already, go check out my latest release song, Fossil, anywhere you listen to your music at. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on all the notifications, follow and stay tuned for more because I'm releasing new songs every week and I'm releasing new videos every day, twice a day. If you enjoyed this one, I'm sure you'll like the other ones too, and perhaps even share them with a friend who might also enjoy them. I want to once again take the time to thank you guys for all the support in these songs and videos. It really means a lot and it really makes a difference. I can only hope to see you in another video, but until then, cheers!